Okay, so let me start today's class. So yesterday class we were discussing about type of the system. So in that we went through the two forms of the transfer function, that is pole zero form and time constant form. And in pole zero form, I told you that the s should have a coefficient of 1, and that is in the standard form, that is given by s plus z1, s plus z2, s to the power n, s plus p1, s plus p2. And if we have a square term, so then that can be written as a square, or you can say a quadratic equation, that is not that will not have a fraction. So we can write s square plus maybe a1s plus a2, we can write like this. And we will try to find s value for that, okay, by using the form s is equal to minus b plus minus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, 4ac by 2a. So that will be in the form of s square plus sorry, as square plus bs plus c. Okay, so we can find using this equation, and we can find the s value. So that is called pole zero form. In that we will just try to take a as a common, and that s square coefficient should be 1. Okay, so that is a standard form. In that time constant form, we went through that the time constant form, and in that I told you that that should be in the form of 1 plus ts. Okay, so s should have all the coefficient, but that this term should be 1. So that is called time constant form. If the equation is given and you are asked to, or if the transfer function is given and you are asked to find the time constant form, so you should just take this all the common term and you just take this as a constant, as a 1. Okay, so that will be called as a time constant form. After finding time constant form and pole zero form, we went through the type of the transfer function, and type of the transfer function can be find out from the standard time constant form, and that is called when s to the power is something, maybe it is 0, maybe 1, maybe 2, so it s to the power n. So depends on the n value, okay, whatever the n value is there, this type of the system will be decided. So if n is equal to 0, then that system is called type 0 system, and if n equal to 1, then it's called type 1 system. Okay, and if n equal to 3, that is called type 3 system. Okay, so that can be found out using the standard form of the transfer function, that is the time constant form of the transfer function. Now the practical example, we went through the type, and for different type of the system, that is a type 0 system, that is called practical system, is an amplifier type control system. And the another one which is called type 1 control system, that is called pneumatic type control system, and that is a practical example of type 1 control system. And we also went through the type 2 control system, that is called mechanical displacement system, that is a practical example of type 2 system. And we also went through the type of the system by having the S location, which is present at the origin of the S plane. That is maybe or at the origin, if the no poles are located at the origin, that is called type 0 system. If the one pole is located at the origin, that is called type 1 system, and if two pole is located, that is called type 2 system. Then we went through the that time response of a second order control system, and subjected to unit step input function. Okay, so we have derived the time response of a second order control system by having the standard transfer function of the second order control system, that is c by cfs divided by rfs is equal to omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. And we have substituted rfs as a 1 by s, because in a Laplace, if we have a unit step input, we can have r of t is equal to 1, and if you take Laplace, that r of s is equal to 1 by s, or you can say r of t is equal to u of t, and if you take Laplace, that will be r of s is equal to 1 by s. After substituting r of s in the equation in the transfer function, we have found out c of s, and that was comes out to be 1 by s into omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square. Then we took the partial fraction of that, and before going to the partial fraction, we have taken the standard form of the transfer function, and after taking a standard form, we have found out a and b in the partial fraction, and we just found out abc we have found out, and we just have the standard form, and we found out Laplace inverse of that, we found c of t is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega nt divided by root under 1 minus zeta square into sine omega dt plus phi, where omega d is equal to omega n root under 1 minus zeta square, and phi was tan inverse of square root of 1 minus zeta square by zeta. Okay, so that was the standard or that was the response of the second order system subjected to unit step input. Okay, and then we went through the error basically is given by C of t is equal to R of t minus error E of t is equal to E of t is equal to R of t minus C of t, and we have substituted R of t as a 1, and C of t, of course, we have found out 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega n t divided by square root of 1 minus zeta square into sine omega dt plus phi. Okay, and we can substitute the omega d and phi also. Then we went through steady state error, and a steady state error can be found out using the formula that is called ESS is equal to limit t tending to infinity E of t, and E of t we substitute and we just take t tending to infinity. So it depends on the zeta value. Okay, that error is steady state error is dependent on the zeta value, and if zeta is less than 1, then what will happen? If zeta is equal to 1, then what will happen? And zeta is equal to 0, then what will happen? And we have tried to find out, and we got the time constant of the transfer function was t is equal to 1 by zeta omega n. Okay, and then we went through the response of the system, that how time response can be found out, the graphical representation. So we have seen that our C of t for zeta between 0 to 1, that was comes out to be damping like thick damping. Okay, so there it was there it was like this. Okay, it is approaching to 1. Okay, it is approaching to C of t is equal to 1, whatever the input is applied for a step input. And we went through the error also. For 2% error, there will be settling time that is called 4t. Okay, and if there are 1% error, that is called 5t. Okay, so this is 4t for 2% error and 5t for 1% error. That is a steady state. Okay, for to achieve the steady state, that is called settling time. Okay, and where t is equal to time constant is equal to 1 by zeta omega n. Okay, so we can find out the time constant. Now we also went through this is for zeta is in between 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Okay, and we also went through zeta is equal to 0, then what will happen, and zeta is equal to 1, then what will happen. So we can substitute in that equation that we have found out C of t is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega n t divided by square root of 1 minus zeta square a square root of 1 minus zeta square sine omega dt. Omega d you can write substitute omega and root under 1 minus zeta square into t plus we have 5 which is equal to tan inverse of square root of 1 minus zeta square divided by zeta. So you can substitute all these value like zeta you can substitute, and you can find out C of t also. So if you substitute zeta is equal to 1, so then what will happen? If you substitute zeta is equal to 1, then what will happen? Okay, so see zeta is equal to 1, if you directly substitute, so that will become infinite, because it will become 0, and 1 by 0 is nothing but infinite. Okay, or something divided by finite divided by some 0, that is called infinite value. So we cannot substitute zeta is equal to 1 directly. Although zeta equal to 0 we can substitute directly. Zeta equal to 0, if you substitute directly, then what will happen? Zeta equal to 0 you will substitute, you can get some equation finite term, so you can go through zeta is equal to 0 directly. But zeta equal to 1 we cannot substitute directly, so that we can take limit zeta tending to 1, and we can substitute C of t. We will try to find for zeta equal to 1 at the response of the system. So if we substitute zeta tending to 1, we can have the derivation, and that derivation will give you the C of t as I'll go through the derivation in a quick go. Okay, let me have a blank slide. Okay, I'll drive here. Okay, so we had C of t. We have C of t response as okay, C of t response as zeta at zeta equal to 1, at zeta equal to 1. So we'll try to substitute limit zeta tending to 1, and we have 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega n t divided by a square root of 1 minus zeta square. Okay, And of course, we have a sine term, sinusoidal term, which is called omega n root under 1 minus zeta. So we will not substitute omega d here, okay? Because omega d depends on the zeta value. So that's why we will substitute in a basic term that is in terms of zeta. So 1 minus omega n root under 1 minus zeta square into t, okay? And of course, we have a plus tan inverse of square root of 1 minus zeta square divided by zeta. Okay, so that was the term. We will try to substitute in this, and we will put, okay, so how the equation we are getting. So now we will have the equation, and okay, we will substitute. So we have limit zeta tending to 1, and we'll have 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega n t divided by square root of 1 minus zeta square, okay, square root of 1 minus zeta square, and we'll have a sine, okay. See, we have sine omega n t root under 1 minus zeta square. So we'll write omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square into t, plus we will write, for time being, we'll write phi, okay, phi only. We'll see phi we can find out after substituting limit zeta tending to 1. We will try to find phi. So for time being, just we are writing in terms of phi only. Now we have limit zeta tending to 1, zeta tending to 1, and we will write 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega n into t, okay, divided by square root of 1 minus zeta square. Now, please let me know what is sine A plus B. Before that, we went through the derivation of time response of zeta is in between 0 to 1, and we have seen that this can be found out from the equation sine A cos B plus cos A sine B, okay. So we will try to substitute sine A cos B and cos A sine B, and then we will substitute sine phi and cos phi value. So what is this? This can be rewritten as sine omega n. We can write sine, okay, sine omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square into t, okay, and into cos phi, into cos phi, plus we will write cos omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square into t and into sine phi, okay. So that is the basically sine A plus B formula. So okay, that can be found out from sine A plus B. Now we have that cos phi is nothing but, we already know cos phi. We have cos phi is nothing but zeta, okay. Cos phi is nothing but zeta, okay. So we'll try to substitute cos phi, which is equal to zeta, okay. Now and sine phi is nothing but, we will try to substitute sine phi as a square root of 1 minus zeta square. So now this can be rewritten as limit zeta tending to 1, 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega n t divided by a square root of 1 minus zeta square, okay, square root of 1 minus zeta square, sine omega n t, we have sine, okay, sine omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square into t, and cos phi can be written as zeta, okay, cos phi can be written as zeta, plus the cosinusoidal term, so cos omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square into t, and what sine phi can be written as? Sine phi can be written as square root of 1 minus zeta square, okay. So yes, any doubt? Any doubt? No, take. Now, what is the term we have? If we take directly, limit zeta tending to 1 sine omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square t into zeta, then what will happen? So just take now we take limit zeta tending to 1, sine omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square into t, and we have zeta. You take bracket in this, okay. So you will get what if you take substitute zeta tending to 1, then what will happen? So see, but this term will be very less, because if zeta is tending to 1, this will come out to be 0, or zeta is not equal to 1, zeta tending to 1. So this value comes out to be very small. So sine of a small term, sine of a very small term, that will give you the sine, or you can say sine theta, sine theta, sine theta is equal to, we write theta if theta is very small, if theta is very small. So if this value is very small, so we can write directly here, we can write omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square into t, and this zeta is 1, so we will directly substitute into 1, so that will give you the omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square. I hope you understand this. Sine theta is equal to theta if theta is very small. So this value is very small. That depends on t value, of course, that depends on t value. If this is very small and multiplied to the t, it is also very small. So that will be give you this omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square into t, and this zeta is 1. So we'll try directly right here. Okay. Another term we have limit. Okay, limit zeta tending to 1. Okay, zeta tending to 1. We have cosinusoidal term omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square into t. Okay, we'll take this one. Okay, and we'll try to substitute this term, only this term, I am talking about only this term. So this will give you the cosinusoidal term excuse, cosinusoidal term of very small value. Then what will happen, this will give you 1. Okay, so cos theta is equal to 1. Cos theta is equal to, if theta is very small, very small. Okay, I hope you understood. Very small. If this theta is very small, then this is equal to theta. Already you know this is from the trigonometric identity. Okay, this is very small, very small. Okay. So now I'll substitute these two terminology, or these two terms in this equation, and we'll try to find C of t again. So C of t will comes out to be, C of t is equal to limit zeta tending to 1, zeta tending to 1 minus, okay, e to the power minus zeta omega n t divided by a square root of 1 minus zeta square. See, I am not disturbing this 1 minus zeta square. I'll go through this. I'll go through this. After substituting this, I'll cancel. This will be cancelled. Okay. So I'm just trying to check this equation. I'm not blindly substituting zeta value everywhere. So just checking where we can cancel this term. Okay. Otherwise, we don't have any other option to solve this. So if the denominator term is there, either you can go through the that form, जो आपका differential form, differential numerator and differential denominator. So that is very lengthy. Okay, so before going to this, we have an option to cancel out. So we'll go through this and we'll try to see. So we will have this term, and this term sine omega n into square root of 1 minus zeta square into t can be written as omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square into t. So this can be written as omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square into t. Okay, this is the term we are getting from sine, this term. Okay, and what is this term? Sine omega n square root of 1. See, this is 1, so we can write plus 1 into square root of 1 minus zeta square. So this will give you square root of 1 minus zeta square. Okay, okay, clear? I hope this is clear. Okay, now we will try to take 1 minus zeta square outside from here, and this will be cancelled. So I'll write here. So this can be written as C of t, which is equal to limit zeta tending to 1, and we can write 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega n into t. Okay, and this, of course, will be cancelled from 1 minus zeta square from coming outside. So this will be cancelled out, and we'll get the equation as omega n into t plus 1. Okay, so this is the term we are getting. We will substitute zeta wherever the zeta is there. We'll try to substitute and we'll get C of t. So C of t can be written as 1 minus e to the power minus omega n into t, and this will be omega n t plus 1. Okay, this is the equation we are getting for, this is the response we are getting for zeta equal to 1. Okay, this is the response we are getting at zeta equal to 1. This is for critically damped system. Okay, this is called critically damped system. Critically damped system. Okay, so this derivation you can solve this derivation, and you can try to find this is the response for a critically damped system. Zeta C of t is equal to 1 minus e to the minus omega n t plus 1. This is the response for this, okay, critically damped system. And if you try to plot this critically damped system, and from this equation, by having omega n value, and or by having the omega nt, that is that you can find out, okay. So you can have see for critically damped system, see, we have a time constant is equal to 1 by zeta omega n. So what is the time constant? If zeta is equal to 1, the time constant will be 1 by omega n. So if you take the time constant value and you try to substitute time constant value, so you will get e to the power minus 1 for one time constant. For two time constant, it will be to minus 2. For three time constant, it will be minus 3. And different value of omega n, you can try to find. You just substitute omega n is a constant value. You just try to substitute and try to find the plot. So if you simulate this equation in a MATLAB, or if you want to find for a different points, you just find the points for different value of, you take omega n value, a fixed omega n value, and you just take t value, different t value, that is one time constant, two time constant, three time constant, then what will happen? So try to plot for different time, you will get to know your response will be coming like this. Your response is like this. So your response CFT will be like this, okay. That is the response for CFT. Okay, that's what we have. That's what we got in the last class. Okay, last to last class we have got the response for this. Okay, so that was the response for a second order control system for critically damped case. Okay, so for unit step input, of course. Okay, so you can have this. You just go through this. Okay, and okay, I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Okay. See, we went through this 1 minus zeta square. We have not directly substituted, because this, if you substitute directly, this will become infinity. So we went through how we can cancel this square root of 1 minus zeta square. So after substituting all this term, we try to got this. This is cancelled with the term omega root under square root of 1 minus zeta square. Okay, square root of 1 minus zeta square. Okay, it will be cancelled. So I hope this is clear. Now we can also go through the time response of a second order control system subjected to unit step input for zeta is greater than 1. So if we substitute zeta is greater than 1, then what will happen? So I'll give you the homework, try to do, and you will get to know zeta greater than 1. You will get one equation, and that equation will comes out to be, I'll write the equation. You just try to do. This is a homework you try to do. You will get the response C of t is equal to, you take any book reference for any, you can take a reference from any book, and you try to find, this will get e to the power minus zeta square root of sorry, e to the power minus zeta minus zeta square minus 1, zeta minus zeta square minus 1 into omega nt divided by 2 square root of zeta square minus 1, okay, into you can write into zeta minus, okay, square root of zeta square minus 1. So this is the equation, and plus the exponent of this is zeta and plus e to the power, sorry, e to the power square root of zeta square minus 1 omega nt. Only the here the minus sign, here this will be plus sign, on all the term will be same. Okay, all the term will be same. So you can write this 2 square root of zeta square minus 1 and into zeta minus square root of zeta square minus 1. Okay, so this is the response for zeta greater than 1 for overdamped system. Okay, so that was, we have the three system, we have the four system, that is the undamped system, zeta is equal to 0 and zeta greater than 1, sorry, zeta is in between 0 to 1, that is called underdamped system, zeta equal to 1 critically damped system, zeta greater than 1 overdamped system. So you can have the response, and you can find the response from the equation, that is a transfer function. We have omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Okay, okay, omega ns plus omega n square. You can find from this equation by subjected to the input, which is called 1 by s. You can substitute 1 by s, and you can find the by taking the partial fraction of that. Okay. Now the response zeta overall response, we can see for the unit step input. Okay, overall response we will try to write. Okay, so how the overall responses look like. Okay, so overall response is basically for different value of zeta. I'll try to write okay, by simulating all these the equation which we are getting. By simulating this, we can find the graph. So the graph is like CFT, which is equal to CFT is comes out to be, that should be subjected to the unit step input. That should be line that is of line of 1 amplitude, and this CFT will be having, if zeta is less than 1, then what will happen now? So this will be like this. Okay, this will be like this. Okay, so this is for 2% error. You are getting at the some value 2%, or you can say 1% error also. Now this is for, you can take zeta is equal to maybe 0.8 you can take. If we take zeta is equal to 0.5, then there will be more oscillation. So zeta is equal to 0.5 means this oscillation will be more. So oscillation will be more means you can take any point. Okay, not exactly the same, it will overlap. So this is for zeta is equal to 0.5. If we have zeta is equal to 0, then what will happen? So zeta is equal to 0 matlab not, it will not damped, it will not damped, it will be like oscillating undamped behavior. Okay, it is zeta is equal to 0. If we increase zeta, see zeta is equal to 0 was undamping, zeta is equal to 0.5, little bit damping is there. Now zeta is equal to 0.8, the damping is improved. Now if zeta is equal to maybe 1, then what will happen? So if zeta is equal to, or you take zeta is equal to 0.9, so this will be like this. Okay, zeta is equal to 0.95, or you can say 0.9. Okay, if zeta is equal to 1, then it will be like this, it will be approaching like this. Okay, it will be approaching like this, it will be going like this. If zeta is equal to you take, if zeta is equal to 2, or zeta is equal to 2, or zeta greater than 1, then what will happen? So zeta is equal to 2, it will go slowly, it will move, and it will be settled down at some value. Okay, so that is the response you are getting. Okay, so that's it for CFT, response analysis for subjected to the unit step input. Okay, that is the response. So if you're asked to find the response, you can find. Okay, okay, clear? So now let me know what is the damping ratio. Okay, what is the damping ratio? I told you in the beginning class of unit 3rd, what is the damping ratio? Okay, what is damping ratio? Damping ratio, damping ratio. So how this is called ratio? Okay, this is nothing but zeta. Okay, damping ratio is nothing but zeta, or it is also called a damping factor. So why the term, why the name is called as a ratio? So ratio, basically, if you go through the definition, you will get to know the ratio of actual damping to the critical damping is known as the damping ratio. The actual damping to the critical damping. So this is actual damping to the critical damping. Okay, actual damping to the critical damping. So this is the zeta value. Zeta is got the zeta is known as the ratio of actual damping to the critical damping. So what is actual damping? Actual damping is nothing but zeta omega n with the natural frequency, damping with the natural frequency, and critical damping is nothing but the omega n. Critical damping is nothing but omega n. It is oscillating with the natural frequency. See, zeta is equal to 0, it is oscillating with the natural frequency. Zeta is equal to 0, it is oscillating with the natural frequency. So zeta is equal to 0 with the natural frequency means it is having the damping, or you can say it is having the damping of omega n. Okay, it is having a damping of omega n. But if you take this zeta is equal to 0.5, it is basically, it is going to like this, it is decaying, and decaying with the time constant, decaying with the time constant t is equal to 1 by zeta omega n. So if you take zeta omega n inverse, you will get actual damping value. So damping value is nothing but zeta omega n. So here zeta omega n is the damping value, so you will get the ratio as a zeta. So that is called actual damping to the critical damping. So if you are asked to have the definition of damping ratio, so you should write the it is the ratio, or it is known as the ratio of actual damping to the critical damping. Okay, okay. I hope this is clear to you. Clear?
सर इसको एक बार और एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए सर.
ये फिगर तो थोड़ा बहुत मैसअप हो गया है. Okay, let me write another figure. Okay, so see, we have a C of t response, and that should be approaching to one value. Okay, that should be approaching to one value. That should be approaching to one value. So C of t approaching to one value, if zeta is equal to 0.5, if zeta is equal to 0.5, so your response is decaying. You can have like this, you just take the here. Okay, so this is basically zeta is equal to 0.5. Okay, zeta is equal to 0.5, and this is decaying with the factor, this is 1 by zeta omega n, that is the time constant. So 1 by zeta omega n is a time constant, which is basically a decaying function, that is comes into the exponential term. So exponentially decaying functions, that is basically decreasing. Now if we increase the zeta value, if they increase the zeta value, our damping will be improved. Or damping will be improved means if we take zeta is equal to 0.9 or 0.8, so your damping is basically improved. Okay, damping is improved. Okay, so it will be damping will be improved. So this is zeta is equal to 0.9 or 0.95 you can take, or 0.8 you can take, whatever the value, but it depends on the simulation. So you take, just analyze, you take zeta is equal to 0.9, so damping will be improved. If you increase more zeta, if you increase zeta value as 1, then what will happen? So it will come from this point, and it will be like this, settle down to the early stage. Okay, it will be settled down. Okay, so this is zeta is equal to 1. If you increase more zeta, it will be sluggish, and it will settle down at some particular time. Okay, it will be sluggish in nature. So this is zeta is equal to 2, or zeta is equal to 3, or zeta is equal to 4, but this zeta should be greater than 1. So this is basically increasing the zeta value from 0.5 to 2. We can see the damping is improved. So this zeta is equal to 1 is called critically damped system. Critically damped system. And if zeta is equal to 0.5, so if zeta is equal to 0, so that means there was no damping at all. There was no damping at all. So there was no damping, that is called undamped behavior. So undamped behavior, this is zeta is equal to 0. This is called undamped behavior. And in this zeta is equal to 0, you can see how this is oscillating. So you can see this is a sinusoidal term, oscillating with the sinusoidal term, and sinusoidal term is there, that means there should be a natural frequency, or there should be a frequency. So that frequency is basically natural frequency omega n. But here the natural frequency is there omega n, but it is decaying function for zeta is equal to 0.5. So zeta is equal to 0.5 will have the time constant, which is equal to 1 by zeta omega n, or you can say damping, which is equal to 0. Zeta into omega n. That is the damping. So damping is basically zeta omega n for zeta is in between 0 to 1. That's called actual damping, and that is actual damping is nothing but practical system. This is practical system. This is the ideal case. So practical divided by ideal, which is equal to the damping ratio. Actual damping divided by critical damping, that is called zeta value. That is called damping ratio. Okay. So that's how you can go through this. If you have a curiosity, or if you want to have better understanding, you just take that equation, CFT is equal to that equation which we have got, CFT is equal to 1 minus e to the minus zeta omega nt divided by square root of 1 minus zeta square sine omega nt omega dt omega n 1 minus zeta square into t plus you can take tan inverse of square root of 1 minus zeta square divided by zeta. Okay, so just substitute this value, or you can have the program of this value in a MATLAB and just simulate this. If you simulate now, you will get for different value of zeta, and just take zeta ranging from this value to this value. You'll get this graph, this type of graph. Okay, ठीक है? I hope this is clear.
सर
Yes.
सर ये जीटा की वैल्यू का सर जीटा का फिजिकली सर क्या मतलब है?
जीटा का वैल्यू
सिस्टम में जीटा,
yes, zeta value basically
सिस्टम में,
हाँ, zeta value give you the behavior of the damping. Okay, this is the behavior of the damping, how the system settle down at a very fast or very less or not. Okay, system का behavior बता रहा है, settling time कितना जल्दी आपका system steady state को reach कर रहा है. Significance यही है. अभी देखिए जीटा वैल्यू को आप इंक्रीज कर रहे हो और यू आर गेटिंग एट 1. See, this zeta is equal to 0.5, zeta is equal to 0.9. So zeta is equal to 0.5. You were getting zeta is equal to 0.5. You were getting कि यहाँ पे हमारा settle down हो रहा था zeta is equal to 0.5 पे. But if you take zeta is equal to 0.9, your system is settled down at this point. So physical significance is if you take TS is equal to, if your tolerance is 2%, tolerance is 2%, 2% error is acceptable. So TS is equal to 4T, 4 time constant, which is nothing but 4 into 1 by zeta omega n. Omega n will be given in the problem. That is, omega n is the natural frequency that will be given in the problem. Zeta significance is how fast your responses settle down. Okay, how this response is settled down, how the responses look like. That's the physical significance, how the damping behavior is look like. Okay, but for the practical implementation, zeta should be between 0 to 1. Okay, so that is found out from the different experiment that zeta should be between 0 to 1. Okay, that is the physical significance, how the system is settled down, how fast the system is getting settled to the steady state value. सी हम सिस्टम को कभी भी कर रहे हैं तो हम चाहते हैं कि हमारा सिस्टम स्टेबल कंडीशन में आ जाए, स्टेडी स्टेट वैल्यू पे आ जाए, हम जो अचीव करना चाहते हैं वो अचीव हमारा हो जाए. ओके, दैट इज द सिग्निफिकेंस. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. ठीक है?
यस सर.
ओके ओके, एनी अदर डाउट? Any other doubt? Okay, so let me erase all these. Okay, so let me start with the steady state error. So in the last class or in the today's class also, I told you that steady state can be found out. Okay, steady state can be found out by having ESS. By having ESS is equal to limit. See, by having ESS is equal to ESS is equal to limit t tending to infinity E of t. So this is one of the way which can be found out, and E of t can be found out using the R of t minus C of t. R of t minus C of t. So this is assumed that H of s is equal to 1 unit step. Input is applied, and or unit step input you can take any input, but C of t is basically the feedback which we are taking is 1. So that's why we are getting E of s is equal to where it is. E of s is equal to, we are getting R of s, R of t minus C of t. This is 1, unity is 1. Okay, so that's what we are getting. Another way, if H of s is given, then this implementation will be wrong, and this will be wrong. We cannot found using this. If H of s is not unity, then we can go through this type of derivation, and this is valid for all the cases. Okay, if this H of s is 1 or H of s is any value, so this implementation is valid for all. So now to have this, we'll go through the small derivation, like how the steady state error can be found out. So steady state response is important to judge the accuracy of the output. Okay, the steady state response is basically giving the how the output is accurate. Okay, how the output is accurate or not. See, if we want to achieve this RFS value at output, so we will try to take response, we will try to subtract. Okay, so if the error is 0, that means we are getting we are having the steady state is accurate, or output is accurate, the accuracy of the output is accurate. But if we are getting some error, that means output is not accurate. That's what I'm telling you, that 2% error is acceptable, means we are having tolerance of 2%. We're just checking 2% tolerance is tolerable, that is there. So the accuracy there is 2%, up to 2%, the accuracy will be acceptable. If the 2%, if the error is more than 2%, that means your output is not accurate. So the difference between a steady state response and the desired reference is given by steady state error. So this is the desired reference, and this is the steady state response. This is the we are getting a steady state response, CFS into HFS. So EFS should be given as RFS minus BFS from this this summer term. So EFS should be equal to RFS minus BFS. And what is BFS? BFS is equal to CFS into HFS. So that's what is it written here. We'll substitute in this and we'll try to find EFS is equal to CFS minus RFS minus CFS into HFS. And what is CFS? CFS is equal to EFS into GFS. So we have CFS is equal to GFS into EFS. So we'll try to substitute again here and we'll have EFS is equal to RFS minus GFS into EFS into HFS. Okay. We want to find EFS. We want to find EFS in terms of RFS. So, so this RFS can be taken here, and this we will take, or you take just this point, this term side, and take EFS common. So EFS, if we'll take common, this will become 1 plus GFS into HFS, which is equal to RFS. So what will happen? EFS should be equal to RFS divided by 1 plus GFS into HFS. And it again depends on the plus minus, it depends on the nature of the feedback. If the negative feedback is there, so this term will be positive. If the positive feedback is there, that means this term will be negative. So this is for negative feedback, and this is for positive feedback. Okay, okay. So from now, just remember EFS is equal to RFS divided by 1 plus GFS into HFS. Now this is the error we are getting in the Laplace domain. If we want to find in time domain, then what will happen? We just go to the final value theorem. So try to find, take the Laplace inverse of this. So in time domain, EFT should be equal to Laplace inverse of EFS. So Laplace inverse of EFS, okay. So Laplace inverse of EFS is nothing but, and in the expression of error valid for all time, steady state error is defined as ESS is equal to limit t tending to EFT, t tending to infinity EFT. Already we have seen this. So EFT can be found out by taking Laplace inverse of this. By taking Laplace inverse of this, we can find EFT, and if you take t tending to infinity of EFT, we can find ESS. Now, in the Laplace or in the final value theorem, how we can find? So final value theorem says, if you want to find the final value of any Laplace equation, you just take limit s tending to 0 s into that value. So this is the final value theorem. Already you have studied in signal system. So this is the final value theorem says, if you want to find the final value of any equation that is x of s, if you want to find the final value in a Laplace domain, so take limit s tending to 0, s tends to 0, and this will become s x of s. So that is the final value theorem. So according to final value theorem, this ESS you can take not ESS t. See, this should be ESS is equal to Laplace inverse of. Sorry, this should be Laplace inverse of. Okay, ESS should be Laplace inverse of this one. Okay, this is wrong. This should be Laplace inverse of this. Okay, so you take ESS of t if you want to find. You take Laplace inverse of this one, s tending to 0, s into RFS divided by 1 plus GFS into HF for negative feedback. Okay, so from now you should remember this formula. ESS of t is equal to, or a steady state error is equal to Laplace inverse of limit s tending to 0 s RFS divided by 1 plus GFS into HFS. Or you should have this one, ESS is equal to Laplace inverse of limit s tending to 0 s into EFS, where EFS is equal to, already you have EFS is equal to RFS divided by 1 plus minus GFS into HFS, plus negative feedback minus positive feedback. Okay, now steady state error for step input. Now we have a step input. See, a step input. See, the formula says RFS here. So what is RFS? RFS is a input which is applied here. So now we will try to check for different input how the ESS look like. Yes.
सर फाइनल वैल्यू थ्योरम में लाप्लास इनवर्स नहीं रहता है.
फाइनल वैल्यू थ्योरम में
सर s टेंडिंग टू 0 हो जाता है, देन उसके बाद इनवर्स उसका.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, correct.
वैल्यू किसी एक इंटीजर वैल्यू देता है सर EST.
Yes, good point. Good point. Actually, my mistake. Good point. Yes. See, if s is tending to 0, s will be vanished out, na?
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Correct, correct. That was correct. Okay, good observation. Okay. So ESS of t is equal to limit s tending to 0 s RFS divided 1 plus GFS into HFS. Now for different step input, for different input for different value of RFS, we'll try to check how the ESS look like. Okay. I'm sorry, this Laplace inverse should not be there, because if we are just checking s tending to 0, s will be vanished out, and Laplace term s term will be vanished out. So Laplace inverse will not be there. Okay. So now steady state error for step input, although if you want to find Laplace inverse, you will not able to find. Okay, वो आएगा ही नहीं आपका, ठीक है, क्योंकि S domain है ही नहीं वहाँ पे. So now take this. Okay, so for step input, see R of t we are taking a u of t. Okay, so what is the RFS? RFS will be a by s. Okay, for t greater than 0. So a by s, you will try to substitute ESS should be equal to limit s tending to 0 s RFS divided 1 plus GFS into HFS, and try to substitute RFS as a 1 by s or a by s. So this will become limit s tending to 0. This will become 1 plus GFS into HFS. So this is the ESS for step input, and this is the equation for step input. Okay. Now, if you take this steady state error for step input, so this is the value. This is the value we are getting. Okay. This is the term we are getting, a divided by okay. So that was a now. So we take a value here. Okay. If the step unit step, then that will be 1. So this is a divided by 1 plus GFS into HFS. Now, see, where is the s term? This is not this term is not having s term. This term is not having s term. This term is having s term. So can we take limit to this point? We can. Yes. So this will become a divided by 1 plus limit s tending to 0 GFS into HFS, and this term is named as KP. This term is named as a KP. So we just take name a by KP, 1 plus KP. So KP is nothing but limit s tending to 0 GFS into HFS. Okay, this is the KP value. Okay, I hope this is clear. So from now, if you are asked to find for a step input, you are asked to just find out KP value first. Find out KP value separate, or you can have this equation also. You can have this equation also. From this you can find, but this is the shortcut method to find out, or this is the one of the method to find out. You just try to find KP value, limit s tending to 0 GFS into HFS, and try to substitute in this ESS. You will get steady state error. Now, so this KP is nothing but limit s tending to 0 GFS into HFS. So KP is called position error constant. This KP is named as a position error constant. So if you are asked to find only the position error constant, then you should find the KP only. You just remember the name, position error constant, KP. Next term we will see KV. Next we will see KA. We will get to know all this terminology. There is not need to just go through the ratta हमको मारना नहीं है, ठीक है? Just try to see. We'll get to understand how we can find and how this terminology is named. So KP is nothing but position error constant. Position error constant can be found limit s tending to 0 GFS into HFS. And if you want to find a steady state error, so that ESS will be 1 a divided by 1 plus KP. So this ESS, see, this is the error we are getting. This is the error we are getting. This is the error we are getting here. So this ESS can be found out a divided by 1 plus KP, and KP depends on the type of the system. See, this is again you're telling that type of the system. That's why I've dictated in the beginning of the class type of a system. So we'll try to find type of a system. So type of a system can be found out open loop transfer function. We try to find the type of a system for open loop transfer function. OLTS we take and we find the transfer type of a system. If that is a first type 1 system, then the error will be different. If the type 0 system, the error will be different. We will see in detail. For time being, just think ESS for unit step input. If we have a step input, what is the error? Error we have a divided by 1 plus KP. And KP is equal to limit s tending to 0 GFS into HFS. That is called position error constant. Okay. We will go through the problem, don't worry. Okay, so this is the response. Okay, now we have steady state error for ramp input. So ramp input means we have RFT is equal to AT. And what is RFS? Already we know these things. A divided by S square. We have ESS is equal to limit S tending to 0 S RFS divided 1 plus GFS into HFS. We try to substitute RFS as A divided by S square. So what we will get? We will get as limit S tending to 0. We'll get limit S tending to 0. What will get? A by S into 1 plus GFS into HFS. Okay. So then what will happen? See, this is A by S, 1 plus GFS into HFS. So what we are getting here, we try to substitute S into these two terms or try to multiply these two terms. So what we're getting A divided by S into S plus S into GFS into HFS. So this term will be, if S is S as a 0, this will be 0. See, if this is also 0, then what will happen? The denominator will be 0. So that will be that time, that will be infinity. But this term is not having any other value or any other term that can give you the S value, so that this will be cancelled out or some kind of thing. This is only S, so we can directly substitute. But here with S, this term is there with the function of S. So if this is the function of S, there is a chance that this S can be cancelled. There is a chance that this S can be cancelled, and this term will give you the finite value. Finite value means some constant value or some value, not 0. If this will give you 0, we don't have any issue. That means error will be infinite. Okay. So what will happen if this limit S tending to 0? If we will try to substitute in this, we got A divided by 0 plus limit S tending to 0 S into GFS into HFS. So this can be written as A divided by KV. This 0 will be vanished. So A divided by KV, where KV is equal to limit S tending to 0 S into GFS into HFS. That is the ESS. And for the ramp input, what is the steady state error? This is the steady state error, A divided by KB. For step input, what was the error? ESS of T is equal to A divided by 1 plus KP. 1 plus KP, and where KP is equal to limit S tending to 0 GFS into HFS. Okay, what is the ESS for ramp input? Ramp input ESS is equal to A divided by KV, and where KV is equal to limit S tending to 0 S into GFS into HFS. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, next see, this is KV is called as a velocity error constant. This is the velocity error constant, KV. That KP was position error constant. KP was position error constant. KV is velocity error constant, and that is defined as limit S tending to 0 S in GFS into HFS. And if you see the input was ramp input. What was the input? Ramp input. Ramp input RFT is nothing but AT for T greater than 0 and 0 for T less than 0. So AT is nothing but we have a slope of time we have a straight line with the slope A. That is the AT we are getting. Now we have the response, and response is look like this. This is tracking this input, and it will be basically oscillatory in nature. Or who is this? Please mute yourself. So if this is the response, so again it depends on the zeta value. It is again decaying, and it is decaying, it would settle down to a particular value. So it will settle down to this stage. On this is the steady state value, and at this steady state, this is the error we are getting. So this error is nothing but steady state error. If this steady state is 2% error is acceptable, so TS is nothing but again 4 by capital T. TS is nothing but 4 by capital D, 2% error. So at this error, ESS is nothing but A divided by KV. So that is the error we are getting, where KV is equal to limit S tending to 0 SGFS into HFS. That is called velocity error constant. Okay. Now we'll have parabolic input response, and parabolic input of slope coefficient a by 2, which is applied here, and we're getting r of t is equal to at square by 2 for t greater than 0, at square by 2. If we take Laplace transform of this, so Laplace transform is nothing but a by s cube. And if you substitute a by s cube in this equation we have a steady state error formula. We will try to substitute and we'll try to find. So what is the value we are getting? So this can be written as limit s tending to 0, s into a divided by s cube, okay, divided by 1 plus gfs into hfs. So now, so this will be cancelled, this will be s square. So can we write limit s tending to 0? We can write a divided by, in the denominator I'll multiply and we'll get s square gfs into hfs. Can we write? Yes, we can write. So this s square, again this will vanished, because if we substitute limit s tending to 0, this will be vanished, and we can write here limit s tending to 0, a divided by s square into gfs into hfs, and this can be again written as a by ka, where ka is equal to acceleration time constant. So that's what we are getting, a divided by ka. Es of t is equal to a divided by ka. Okay, that's why we have substituted all this term s cube and s square. S square will come into the denominator. This term will be 0, and this term will give you this k value. So k is called acceleration error constant. Okay, acceleration error constant. So this is acceleration error constant ka of the system, and this ka is nothing but limit s tending to 0, s square gfs into hfs. And see parabola, how the parabola is look like. This is the parabola for t greater than 0. I am talking about t greater than 0. Okay, and parabola is having a slope of a by 2. This is the parabola. This is the slope of a by 2, which is applied here, slope coefficient a by 2. So this is a by 2 which is applied here. Again this will be oscillatory in nature, and this will be decaying, and it will approach to the final value. If the final value will come at this point, this ess will be a by ka. A by ka will be the steady state error, where ka is equal to limit s tending to 0, s square gfs into hfs. Okay, and k is equal to acceleration error constant. I hope this is clear. This is clear to you? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Any doubt? Any doubt?
इनपुट लिए सर, ये
Yes.
पैराबोलिक जो लिए थे आप 80 स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय 2, सर यहाँ 80 स्क्वायर भी ले सकते हैं ना?
Where 80 square by 2. See, we can take 80 square by 2. If we take Laplace, take Laplace now, this will become 2a. If we take only 80 square, then this will become 2a divided by s. Unnecessarily I am making 2a. Why we are making? We just take a standard function for taking the Laplace as a standard. So from now, if we take parabolic input, we take 80 square by 2. Okay, to have a Laplace. So go through the Laplace transform. Okay, go through the Laplace transform. You get a by s cube for 80 square by 2. Okay. Roll number 76 and roll number 76. Roll number 76. Roll number 76. सुनाई दे रहा है? चौरसिया,
यस सर।
क्या कर रहे हो तुम? पढ़ाई कर रहे हो या कुछ कर रहे हो?
पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं सर।
नहीं कर रहे हो तुम तो बातें कर रहे हो। तुम्हारी आवाज आ रही है हमारे पास में।
सर बाहर से आ रही होगी, माइक ऑन है तो।
मैंने कितनी बार बता दिया है ना, म्यूट करो क्लास में। कोई डाउट हो तो अनम्यूट करके आप पूछिए, फिर म्यूट कर दीजिए। क्यों सुना रहे हो अपनी बातें सभी को? ओके, see, then we will go through the summary what we have studied till now. So this is the summary for a steady state. This table is very important. You should remember the things which is given in the table. Okay, this is the summary. Otherwise, if you ask to find the derivation, you can go through the derivation. That is very simple derivation. Okay, by having the ESS is equal to or ES is equal to, you can have the derivation limit as tending to 0. Okay, sorry, limit as tending to 0. Okay, limit as tending to 0 s into RFS divided by 1 plus GFS into HFS for negative feedback. Okay, so you can take that. Where GFS into HFS is called as a open loop transfer function. This GFS into HFS is called open loop. We will go through the problem and we'll see how we can find the KP and KV by using this formula. And we can also try to check that using that formula also. So the input signal which is given here, we are taking just 3 input signal. We have many input, but we are taking 3 input signal. And practically we deal with the step input, ramp input. Okay, but okay. So we take for understanding, we have taken 3 input, that is a step input, ramp input, and parabolic input. How this steady state error is look like? So for a step input, ESS is A divided by 1 plus KP, where KP is equal to position error constant. And KP is nothing but limit as tending to 0 GFS into HFS. So for ramp input, ESS is equal to A divided by KV, that's called velocity error constant. KV is nothing but velocity error constant, and KV is also called a limit as tending to 0 S into GFS into HFS. Now for parabolic, we have a ESS of T is equal to A divided by K, that is called acceleration error constant, and K is equal to limit as tending to 0 S square GFS into HFS. See, from now onwards, if we have RFT as a AT square, now we will try to take AT square in this form, AT square by 2, and then we will deal. Then we will try to find the response of the system or a steady state response of the system. So AT square by 2 will take in this form. Then we will deal with this KV KA formula. Otherwise, that will be wrong. Okay. So we'll see the problem. We'll see the problem. Okay. I hope this is clear. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let me. Yeah, the slides are visible to you. Slides are visible, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See.
Yes, sir.
Mute kar do. ठीक है, mute yourself. So now this is the summary which we have seen here. Okay, so now we can see the relationship between a steady state error and type of a system. So steady state error and type of a system. How using the type of a system we can find the steady state error. Okay, so this is the standard time constant form of a transfer function, open loop transfer function. That is basically open loop transfer function is given. So the type of a system means the number of poles GFS into HFS at S equal to 0. Already we have seen in the last slide. Okay, previous lecture. So type of a system means number of poles GFS into HFS at origin. Okay, at origin or at S equal to 0. So consider the general form or standard form, a time constant form of a transfer function. Or transfer function, you open loop transfer function, GFS into HFS is equal to K into 1 plus T1S. There it was TZ1. Na? I told you that is nothing but T1, T2, T3. Okay, that is a time constant 1, first time constant, second time constant, third time constant, and something mth time constant. And that is the time constant of the poles under S to the power n, where n is equal to number of poles at S equal to 0. So there are n poles at S equal to 0. Hence the system type of the system. This is called type of the system as a n. Okay. So for type 0 system, n should be equal to 0. For type 0 system, n should be equal to 0. So if we have a type 0 system, then we can find the position error constant. We'll try to find position error constant and other also. So if we have a type 0 system, then what will happen? See, if we have a type 0 system, then what will happen? How the position error? See, we have taken a standard form. We have not taken any problem or any other any specific problem. We have taken the general transfer function, open loop transfer function. We try to find the KP value by just checking the type of a system. So if we have a type 0 system, then what will happen? And of course, we have taken a unit step input. So if we have KP, or if we have a GFS as a this one, okay, where type of a system is 0, then how the position error constant is look like? So position error constant is KP is nothing but limit s tending to 0 GFS into HFS. KV में क्या हो जाएगा, यहाँ पे एक S आ जाएगा, K में क्या हो जाएगा, यहाँ पे S स्क्वायर हो जाएगा. ठीक है, क्लियर है? सो KP किसके लिए फाइंड आउट करते हैं? स्टेप इनपुट के लिए. स्टेप इनपुट के लिए क्या फाइंड आउट करते हैं? KP, and other error will be 0. Okay, so now this KP can be found out, and we have found this KP is nothing. We will substitute wherever the S is there, we substitute as 0, so we'll get KP as K. KP as K, all the term will be 1, and this will be KP as a 1, KP as a K. So that is called steady state error. KP is equal to K, whatever the transfer function is given. And what is the steady state error? Steady state error is comes out to be A divided by 1 plus KP, and KP is K. That is the position error constant. KP is nothing but K. What the gain is given, so that we can substitute. We got A divided by 1 plus K, and K is given in the problem. It is K. If this is not in the time constant form, please make it time constant form. Then you do, it will be easy for you. See, again I am telling you, if you have not given the standard transfer function form, standard the time constant form of a transfer function, then you can find by multiplying all these by substituting s equal to 0, you can do. But if you want to write directly KP is equal to K for the type 0 system, okay, for a step input applied, so you can write directly KP is equal to K, whatever the problem is given. No need to find all these things, you can write directly, but this should be in the form of time constant. This all should be in the time constant form, so that it can be 0 0 0 everywhere, and 1 will be multiplied to all. So this is the shortcut thing to find out. Okay, otherwise you can go through the conventional approach. So now ESS is again that is given by A divided by 1 plus KP. This is a type 0 system, has a finite steady state error to the step input. So this is having finite steady state error. So finite steady state error for step input which is applied here for a step input. Now next we talk for step input of for type 1 system. Step input for type 1 system. So we have seen step input for type 0 system, previous case. Step input for type 0 system, that we got ESS is equal to A divided by 1 plus K. Then we have type 1 system. Now please see, we'll summarize all these also. ESS is equal to, again ESS is equal to A divided by 1 plus KP. We are just checking, we are taking a step input and we have a type 1 system. So स्टेप इनपुट के लिए आप कौन सा एरर कांस्टेंट निकालेंगे? आपने स्टार्टिंग में देखा यहाँ पे स्टेप इनपुट के लिए कौन सा निकालेंगे? दैट इज कॉल्ड पोजीशन एरर. स्टेप इनपुट के लिए कौन सा निकालेंगे? पोजीशन एरर कांस्टेंट. एंड ESS is equal to A divided by 1 plus KP. So we have a step input and we just try to find for the type 1 system. So type 1 system, this is in a standard form, n equal to 1, that is a type 1 system. We try to substitute in this and we try to substitute s tending to 0. This will become 0 and KP become infinite. KP become infinite. If KP become infinite, then what is ESS? ESS is nothing but 1 divided by 1 plus KP. That is nothing but 1 divided by infinity, that is nothing but 0. So you are getting 0, error as a 0. So KP is become infinite, you are getting error as 0 error. A divided by 1 plus infinity, that is nothing but 0. So you're getting error as 0. See, now please see this. ESS is equal to 0. That means type 1 system has a 0 steady state error to a step input. So type 1 system has 0 steady state error. That means it will achieve to this one, whatever the which apply step input is applied. So this is type 1 system. We are not getting any error. 100% accurate. 100% accurate. Okay, 100% accurate. There is no error at all. So for type higher than 0, okay, if we take type 2 system for step input only, if we take type 2 system, then what will happen? See, type 2 system, then this will become s square, and this will become s square. Again, this will be 0. Again, we will get kp as infinity and ess as a 0. So this says for type higher than 0, for a step input, I am talking about step input. For type higher than 0, that means type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4 system, this will be accurate. There will be no error at all. So 0 steady state error we are getting. Okay. Type 2 system, again, this is again dictated s square. Okay, s square. Okay. And they have found out for kp. So kp is this one. Again, we are getting steady state 0. So type higher than 0. It is clear that all higher type system except type 0 have 0 steady state error. So it is very clear from this analogy or this definition or this derivation, it is very clear that all higher type system, higher type means type greater than 0. So higher type system except type 0 have 0 steady state error. There is no error at all, and kp will be infinity. Higher 0 steady state error and kp as infinity. Kp is infinity. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now we'll try to take steady state error for ramp input. Now we'll try to see for ramp input. Okay, for type 0, again type 0 to type 1. Now we have, we will summarize all these in a table also. Now we have ramp as input. A ramp input, we have a type 0 system. So now n equal to 0. Again, we have taken OLTF, GFS into HFS, which is equal to this one. Type 0 system, that means s to the power 0. There is no pole at origin. We have a ramp input. What is the ramp input? What is the error constant we are finding? Velocity error constant. We have seen in the table velocity error constant for ramp input. For parabolic, we are finding acceleration error constant. So we are trying to find velocity error constant, that is kv is equal to limit s tending to 0 s GFS into HFS. S will be introduced here. So kv is nothing but this s will be here, and this will become, this is not s. All this term will be 0. Now we are just substituting s is tending to 0. This will become 0. So kv will become 0. And now if this kv is 0, then what is this ESS? ESS is nothing but 1 by, or a by, a you can take a by kv. That is nothing but a by kv is nothing but a by 0. That is nothing but infinite. So we are getting infinite error if we have a ramp input and the system is type 0. If the system is type 0, and in type 0 system means this is the block. Where is the cursor? Okay, this is the block, and this into open loop transfer function HFS, GFS into HFS, OLTF is type 0, and we are applying ramp input. Okay, ramp input. So what will happen if we are applying ramp input? Then we'll get infinite error. Error will be infinite. Okay, there is infinite error for type 0 system. If we increase the type of a system, okay, so this is the error we are getting. Okay, so this is the error. ESS is nothing but infinite. This is the value response which you are getting, and error will be infinite error. It will be increasing, or you can say this one as the response will be look like this one. The response will be look like this one. Okay, and error will be infinite. Error is increasing and increasing and increasing. So error is tending to infinity. The responses look like this one. So error is increasing continuously. Hence the type 0 system fails to track the ramp input successfully. It is not tracking. So ramp response, it is, see, the response of our system. This is the response of the system. This is not tracking this ramp value. If this is tracking to this, that means error would be reduced at infinity. It would be very reduced, or infinity it will be reduced. But at some time, or at settling time, you can say
or at steady state at t tending to infinity, the error is getting infinite. Okay, because it is not tracking the ramp value. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now if we apply, if we check steady state error for ramp input for type 1 system. So now we have a type 1 system n equal to 1, n equal to 1. So n equal to 1 means one pole at origin, s to the power 1. And we have a kV velocity. See, we have applied ramp input. So we check kV only, not kp, not ka. Depends on the input. So it depends on the input. We have applied ramp input. We check only kV. So we have kV is equal to s tending to infinity s GFS into HFS. And we see this s and s will cancelled out. Okay. And we check kV is nothing but k. What is the kV? kV is nothing but k. All the term will be cancelled out. So kV is nothing but k, and we are getting ESS as a divided by k. ESS is nothing but a divided by k. So this is the steady state error. Okay. See, this is the value. वो response हमारा गलत था. That was like this. वो figure same ही लिख दिए थे. That was like this. Okay. So ESS we are getting as a divided by k. A divided by k we are getting. So that indicates the finite steady state error of the type of a system. See, we can see the tracking. The response is basically the response. This response is tracking the ramp value. Tracking the ramp value at some infinite, it will go to this value. So ESS we are getting ESS. You can say for settling time some time constant. We are checking at settling time 2% tolerable error. 2% tolerable error using a divided by k, where k is given in the problem. Okay. Okay. If k is not given in the problem, if instead of k it is given as a 25, you just take 25 there, and we'll get that is kv is equal to 25 and ESS is equal to a by 25, and a is also some value is given. You just find out ESS value. Okay. Okay. Clear? I hope this is clear. Any doubt in this? Any doubt? I'll summarize all this. Don't worry. Any doubt? Any doubt? No? Okay. Okay. Visible now? Slides are visible? Okay. ठीक है? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, good. So see, we have a steady state error for ramp input. We have seen the type 1 system. Now we'll check for type 2 system. So for type 1 system, we have seen there was a finite error, or there was a finite error for type 1 system. So what was the finite error in the previous lecture, previous slide? So that was the error of k. For type 1 system. For type 0 system, there was for type 0 system there was error was 0, and error was 0. I am talking about ESS. ESS was 0. Okay, ESS was 0 for type 1 system. That was k. Okay, sorry, that was a upon k. Okay. So now we'll check for type 2 system. See, we are getting finite error now. We'll just check for the higher order. If we are getting here infinity, then we don't go for higher order. We just assume that higher order again it will be 0. It will be infinite. So for n equal to 2, GFS into HFS is equal to again 2 pole, n equal to 2. That is a type 2 system. So there will be 2. We will substitute all this and we'll see one s and s will be cancelled, and so we'll get kV if we substitute limit s tending to 0. So we'll get kV as 0. So what is the error? Error will be infinite. Sorry. kV will be infinite now, because substituting 0, s equal to 0. So this will be, error will be 0, and there is no error at all. So if error is 0, then what will happen? Okay. So their error was infinite. Sorry, their error was infinite, and here for type 2 system we are getting error is 0 error. So for a higher order we are getting error as a 0. So 0 error. See, higher order system we are getting higher order ni higher type system, we're getting error as 0. It is tracking to the exit value. Okay, so ESS is nothing but 0. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now we'll quickly go through the parabolic input for ramp for type 0 and type 1 and type 2 system. So this is for type 0 system. We'll try to substitute type 0 system here. So s to the power 0 here, and for k for acceleration error constant s square gfs into hfs for parabolic input, because it is a parabolic input given. So for parabolic input, that should be acceleration error constant. We'll try to substitute s square in this value, and this will become 0. So ka will become 0, and that will be infinite. Error will be infinite. So error is infinite. Okay, so error is infinite, and there is an infinite steady state error indicating failure to track the parabolic input in type 0 system. So that will not track. Again, it will go to the n equal to 1, and n equal to 1 again we see this will become s square, and s square and s will cancel. They will get s. If we substitute s equal to 0, so we'll get 0 here, and again ka is equal to 0, and if ka is equal to 0, then what will happen? The error will be infinite. So error will be infinite. So till now we got for type 0 system, we'll got infinite error. Again, type 1 system, we've got infinite error. Okay, and ka is 0 here. Okay, here also ka is 0. Okay, and ess is infinite. Okay, now we'll go for type 2 system. Then what will happen? Okay, so for type 2 system, s square will get cancelled. So this s square will get cancelled, and we'll get kas, k, and ess is nothing but 1 upon k, or you can take a also, a by k also. Okay, so a by k. Okay, so this is ess of t, that is a by k, and this is the error we are getting finite error. Okay, finite error. ess is nothing but a by k, so that is a finite error. If you go to the higher order system, that is a type 3 system, then we'll see the error will be 0. Okay, for higher order system. Now, so to summarize all these in a one table, then what will happen? So this is the relation between a steady state error and type of a system. So type of a system will go through the 0 type system. Please see this table and that table, summary table, is very important. Okay, to have a summarize all these. Okay, so for type 0 system, I am talking about type 0 system. Okay, so if we apply step input, then what will happen? So if we apply a step input, then for a step input, we try to find kp value. So kp for type 0 system, kp will be k. Okay, see, I'm again talking about k should be for the standard time constant form transfer function, time constant form. So kp is equal to k, and ess is equal to a divided by 1 plus k. For type 1 system, step input, it will be infinite, kp will be infinite, and this will be 0. For type 2 system, kp will be infinite, and this error will be 0. For higher order system, I told you, higher order system, it will be 0. Again, kv, you can see the kv for ramp, kv for ramp input. So ramp input, I'm talking about kv. For if we apply the type 0 system, the kv will be 0, and error will be infinite. Kv will be k, and this will be a by k. kv will be infinite, and ess will be 0. Okay, so for higher order system, this will be 0, and this again will be infinite. Parabolic input, ka for type 0 system, it will be 0, and ess will be infinite. Again, type 1 system, it will be 0, it will be infinite, and for k, it will be k will be k for type 2 system, and it will be a by k. And for higher order system, this will be infinity, and this will be 0. Again, this will be infinity, and this will be 0. Again, this will be infinity, this will be 0 for type 3 system. Okay, I hope you are clear. It is clear. Now, what is the formula for ess? ess divided by 1 plus kp. Okay, ess is equal to 1 divided by kv. This is 1, you can say 1, instead of 1 you can take a. For ramp is basically a divided by s, step input. This is a by s square ramp, and this is parabolic a by s cube. This ess is nothing but a divided by ka. Okay, now what is the type of system? Type of system can be found out from this. What is the kp? Kp is equal to limit s tending to 0, GFS into HFS. Okay. What is the KV? KV is nothing but limit S tending to 0, S into GFS into HFS. What is that K? K is nothing but limit S tending to 0, S square GFS into HFS. Now you will be just see type 0 means in the denominator S to the power 0, in the denominator, or 1 by, you can say in the denominator 1 by S to the power 1, S to the power 1, pollet origin, 1 pollet origin. This is 1 by S square. Now please see, S to the power 0 means here is no S. That means there will be finite error. For analogy, I'm just giving you the idea. Here power 1, here power 1, that means this will be finite. This will be finite. Here this is 2, this is 2. So in this row, this will be finite. Okay. In this you can see this is finite. If this is the value, if this is the power 1, S to the power 1, and here it is no S. So in the denominator we have S, and if we substitute S is equal to 0, we'll get infinite value. So this is infinite, that's why this is infinite. And we have a formula, we can substitute, we'll get 0 value, this one. Here also you can see, if this is S to the power 0, here we are having S. So this will become 0. S to the power 1, SS get cancelled, this will get K. S square, S to the power 1 and S square will get denominator S. In the denominator will get S, that will become infinite. So analogy you can do. Okay, you can have the analogy and you can go through your analogy and try to see. So today's lecture, you will get many problem in the competitive examination, many problems. Direct problem which is given to you. So try to practice the problem which is given in the gate. Okay, and try to practice the problem. Okay. Okay. Clear? Any doubt? Any doubt?
सर
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
सर सर अभी तक हमने जिन्हें इनपुट से सिग्नल आप प्रोवाइड किए सर, स्टेप रैंप और ये था और पैराबोलिक था सर, इंपल्सिव सिग्नल के लिए नहीं होता है क्या स्टेडी स्टेट?
Impulsive signal के लिए, if you take impulse signal ना, if you take impulse signal, that is delta t, or delta t is equal to 1. Okay, delta t is equal to 1. So your error will be, see, अभी आप उसमें analogy में देख सकते हो, मैं अभी तुरंत आपको दिखाता हूँ. हमारा impulse signal जो होता है ना, practical system नहीं होता है. Impulse signal practical system में नहीं आता है. We are not giving the shock, a sudden shock. That is not a practical system, practical control system. Okay. तो इसलिए हम लोग उसको एनालाइज नहीं करते हैं. बट यू कैन एनालाइज, यू कैन गो थ्रू दिस एंड सी, जस्ट टू हैव अ समरी in the table. You can see if you take for RAM, you can take any value that, like this one I'm talking about. Okay, this is the slide. Okay, so I'll let you know. Okay, 1 minute. See, we have the formula ESS is equal to limit S tending to 0, RFS divided by 1 plus GFS into HFS. Okay, that's good. Now if you take RFS is equal to 1, RFS is equal to 1, I'm talking about RFS is equal to 1 for this one, for impulse. This is not practically feasible example, but you take the mathematical derivation, mathematical equation for impulse input. Okay, impulse input. So RFS is equal to 1. We just substitute RFS is equal to 1 and we take type 0 system. Type 0 system. See, type 0 से छोटा तो नहीं होगा ना? Type 0 system we take. So now ESS you take. ESS is equal to limit S tending to 0. Okay, S tending to 0. RFS is 1, and this is 1 plus some value GFS into HFS. Okay, 1 divided by 1 plus GFS into HFS. Okay, ठीक है, क्लियर है?
यस.
हाँ, ओके. सो
हेलो सर.
ओके, यस
सर, चैट बॉक्स में एक फिगर भेजा हूं, उसको खोलिएगा.
फिगर
चैट बॉक्स में एक सर फिगर भेजा हूं सर, उसी में डाउट था.
अभी इसको छोड़ के इसी से रिलेटेड है?
हाँ यस सर, इसी से रिलेटेड.
अच्छा, नहीं इसी से रिलेटेड देन वी कैन डिस्कस, अदरवाइज वो मुझे डिस्कस करना है ना।
पहले इसे क्लियर कर दीजिए।
हाँ, ये क्या है? दिस इज विजिबल टू यू और नॉट, पता नहीं, मुझे पता नहीं। हाँ बताइए फिर इसमें क्या डाउट है?
सर अभी हम लोग डिराइव किए हैं मतलब स्टेडी स्टेट, तो हम लोग को इनफाइनाइट आया है रैम के लिए।
अच्छा,
तो अगर सर हम लोग ग्राफ अगर देखेंगे तो स्टेडी स्टेट एरर कोई टाइम मतलब वेरिएबल
नहीं
है।
अभी अभी मैं सभी बच्चों को बताता हूँ। आप अकेले नहीं हो, रुको एक मिनट, मैं इसका फोटो ले रहा हूँ और आपको वहां पे राइट लिख के करता हूँ, बताता हूँ, है ना। ओके, स्लाइड दिख रहा है ना? जी, अभी जो डाउट है इसका, ये मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको। अभी आप बताइएगा मुझे डाउट आपका क्या है एक्चुअली, मैं समझा नहीं, मैं प्रॉब्लम लिख रहा हूँ आपने जो भेजा है मुझे। सो इट इज गिवन एज सम वैल्यू, यहाँ पे कुछ ऐसे लिखा हुआ है, a डिवाइडेड बाई लिमिट s टेंडिंग टू, पूरा फोटो आपको भेजना चाहिए था ना, s प्लस लिमिट s टेंडिंग टू जीरो, s टेंडिंग टू जीरो।
सर जो ग्राफ है उसमें डाउट है।
हाँ ग्राफ, पहले अब इक्वेशन समझोगे, इक्वेशन का ही तो ग्राफ है। 1 प्लस टी ए एस डिवाइडेड बाई 1 प्लस टी वन एस, यही है ना? ठीक है।
यस सर।
और इसको आपने यहाँ से आया है a डिवाइडेड बाई जीरो विच इज इक्वल टू इन्फिनिटी, यही है ना? ठीक है।
यस सर।
हाँ, ये प्रॉब्लम देख के आपको क्या लग रहा है? इट इज अ टाइप जीरो सिस्टम और टाइप वन सिस्टम, जी पोल एट ऑरिजिन, इट इज अ टाइप जीरो सिस्टम ना, पोल एट ऑरिजिन
यस सर।
टाइप जीरो सिस्टम, इट इज गिवन एज जीएफएस इनटू एचएफएस। सी अभी फॉर्मूला में क्या है, जीएफएस इनटू एचएफएस, हमारा ये वैल्यू है। सो वी हैव गिवन जीएफएस इनटू एचएफएस व्हिच इज इक्वल टू केएस इनटू 1 प्लस टीएएस डिवाइडेड बाय 1 प्लस टी1एस। ओके, ठीक
यस
है,
सर।
इतना दिया हुआ है आप। अभी आप इसमें देखिएगा जीएफएस इनटू एचएफएस इतना दिया हुआ, पोल क्या है आपका? जीरो है, पोल एट ऑरिजिन, पोल एट ऑरिजिन, origin equal to 0, that is n equal to 0, so that is type zero system, टाइप जीरो सिस्टम। ठीक है, इतना क्लियर हो गया? अब टाइप जीरो सिस्टम दिया है, इसमें इनपुट क्या दिया है आपको? इनपुट आपको यूनिट होगा, यूनिट स्टेप होगा, स्टेप इनपुट है ना?
यस सर, यूनिट।
वेरी
यस
गुड,
सर।
स्टेप इनपुट दिया हुआ है, ठीक है, हाँ पता है मुझे, स्टेप इनपुट दिया हुआ है। यूनिट स्टेप नहीं, स्टेप इनपुट है। स्टेप इनपुट इज नथिंग बट a डिवाइड बाय s, दैट्स व्हाई a and s is coming here, a डिवाइड बाय s is given। सो यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं था, a डिवाइड बाय s क्या आ गया, स्टेप इनपुट। अब यहाँ से आपने निकाला कि ये आपने यहाँ से फाइंड आउट किया है, ESS डायरेक्टली फाइंड आउट किया है, ESS डायरेक्टली फाइंड आउट, नॉट KP नॉट K। सो ESS आपको क्या आ गया, इनफाइनाइट आ गया है, ESS इज बिकम इनफाइनाइट ना, इनफाइनाइट
सर
ESS आया ना,
इनपुट रैम था, इनपुट रैम्प है
रैम्प था,
जीरो।
ओके यस
जीरो
यस,
टाइप
दैट्स
सिस्टम
गुड,
और रैम।
करेक्ट, इनपुट वाज रैम्प, वही तो मुझे दिख रहा है यहाँ पे गलत है, इनपुट वाज रैम्प इनपुट। सो रैम्प इनपुट के लिए अभी मैंने बताया ESS विल बी इनफाइनाइट। अब रैम्प इनपुट आपको यहाँ पे अप्लाई किया है, तो ये फिगर में आपको दिया हुआ है कि इस तरह से एक इनपुट आपको अप्लाई किया कि रैम्प, दिस इज अ रैम्प इनपुट। और इसका जो ट्रैकिंग इसने लिया है ना, ट्रैकिंग मीन्स द रिस्पॉन्स विच वी आर गेटिंग, द रिस्पॉन्स विच इज टेकन एट एज आउटपुट, दिस इज द इनपुट एंड रिस्पॉन्स इज टेकन एज दिस वन, ऐसे लिया गया है। और यहाँ पे लिख दिया दिस इज द एरर ESS इज इक्वल टू इन्फिनिटी, एंड ये आउटपुट लिखा हुआ है। अब बताइए इसमें डाउट क्या है आपको? मैंने तो यही फिगर बनाया था ना अभी थोड़ी देर पहले,
यस सर।
आपको फिगर मैं इसी टाइप का बनाया हूँ ना, आपको
हाँ
उसमें
हाँ।
बताया था मैं इस तरह से, उसमें बताया था मैं ये फिगर लिखा था, ऐसे लिखा था, और इसको जो है सो ऐसे कर दिया था, इस तरह से रैम्प इनपुट है तो आपको इस तरह से किया था,
सर
इस
डाउट
तरह
ये
से
है
किया था ना। हाँ
सर, हम लोग मैथमेटिकली तो देख चुके हैं इनफाइनाइट आ रहा है, ठीक
हाँ
है।
हाँ हाँ हाँ
और अगर ग्राफ से देखेंगे तो ये सर जो स्टेडी स्टेट एरर है वो तो टाइम
हाँ हाँ,
वेरिएबल है, टाइम के साथ चेंज हो रहा है, तो इनफाइनाइट कैसे
बिल्कुल
करें?
बिल्कुल टाइम वेरिएबल, इट इज टेंडिंग टू इन्फिनिटी, इज नॉट इन्फिनिटी। सी आपको डाउट, फिर गलत डाउट है, अभी ये डाउट नहीं होना चाहिए था आपको। आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट सेटलिंग टाइम, इफ सेटलिंग टाइम इज इक्वल टू 4t, if settling time is equal to 5t, if settling time is equal to 100t, if settling time is equal to 1000t, then what will happen? मैंने आपको बता चुका हूं ये चीज, आपको ये डाउट नहीं होना चाहिए, फिर भी मैं बता रहा हूं आपको। सी settling time 4t, how much error you are acceptable? 5%. settling time 2t, 5%, 5 sorry, that is 5% error, sorry, that is 1% error। 3t के लिए आपका 5% होता है, TS is equal to 3t, that is 5% error, okay, so 1% error। Now if you take 100t na, you will get 0.5% error, or nearly equal to, I'm not exactly I'm saying 5%, nearly equal to 0.5%. If you take 1000 t na 1000 t, you will get to know that you are getting the error as 0. maybe 0.090 or 0.1 t, 0.10% you are getting error. T increase current, that is depends on the time. So settling time, whatever the settling time we have given, we can go through the this one. इनफाइनाइट का मतलब इनफाइनाइट ये बता रहा है कि टाइम t इक्वल टू इन्फिनिटी पे हमारा सेटल जो हो रहा है वो t इक्वल टू इन्फिनिटी पे सेटल हो रहा है। ये अभी बता रहे हैं आपको, इसमें देख रहे हो ना कि आपको एरर कुछ ना कुछ तो एरर मिलेगा ही। अब बहुत ज्यादा t को बढ़ा दो, दैट मींस यू आर गेटिंग 0.001% एरर, यू आर नॉट गेटिंग 100% एक्यूरेट। इफ यू आर गेटिंग 100% एक्यूरेट, that means you are getting at infinity value. At infinite time you are getting 100% accurate. That's why it is taking as a ESS is equal to infinity. ESS is equal to infinity at t is equal to infinity, not t is equal to some particular time. At t is equal to infinite value. Okay, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Although some error is acceptable, if the error some error is acceptable. अब इस प्रॉब्लम पे आते हैं। Although if some error is acceptable and I am talking about ESS is equal to 4t पे मैं बात करता हूँ, 4t पे, 4 टाइम कांस्टेंट पे, तो 4 टाइम कांस्टेंट पे हो सकता है कुछ फाइनाइट एरर आएगा, दैट इज करेक्ट। बट फाइनाइट एरर हम इस 4 टाइम कांस्टेंट पे नहीं देख रहे हैं, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द इनफाइनाइट वैल्यू ऑफ टाइम। यहाँ पे इस प्रॉब्लम में अभी जो हम डेरिवेशन किए, इसमें कहीं भी आपको दिया है कि सेटलिंग टाइम, कहीं भी आपको सेटलिंग टाइम का जिक्र हुआ है, कहीं भी आपको बोला है कि 4t पे आपको चेक करना है, कहीं भी बोला है कि 3t पे चेक करना है, कहीं भी बोला 5t पे चेक करना है, कहीं बोला 1000t पे चेक करना है, ऐसा तो बोला नहीं है। दैट इज टेकिंग केयर दैट एट t इज इक्वल टू इन्फिनिटी ये कब सेटल हो रहा है, हमारा इन्फिनिट को कब अप्रोच कर रहा है, सॉरी हमारा आउटपुट को कब अप्रोच कर रहा है। एक्यूरेट आउटपुट जो आ रहा है मतलब इनपुट को अप्रोच कर रहा है, एक्यूरेट आउटपुट जो वो कब आ रहा है मेरा, इसको चेक करना है। ठीक है, तो इसमें ये जो एरर दिया हुआ दैट इज इनफाइनाइट, आप जो चेक कर रहे हो, आप देख रहे हो फिगर में सर यहाँ पे दिया हुआ एरर इक्वल टू इनफाइनाइट, ये तो सर एरर तो फाइनाइट है, यहाँ पे नहीं है एरर फाइनाइट, यहाँ पे तो फाइनाइट एरर है, ये इनफाइनाइट क्यों दिया है। वो बात कर रहा है t इज इक्वल टू इन्फिनिटी, एट t इज इंक्रीजिंग एरर इज अगेन इंक्रीजिंग, ये ऐसे बता रहा है वो, उसके कहने का मतलब ये है। समझ में आया कुछ? क्लियर हुआ?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
क्लियर हुआ? ठीक है, अभी
Yes,
किसी
sir.
का डाउट था, एक डाउट था, हम उस पर बात कर रहे थे, क्या था आपका, इम्पल्स के लिए ना, इम्पल्स के लिए बात कर रहे थे, हाँ
Yes,
इम्पल्स
sir.
के लिए बात कर रहे थे। सी
Yes.
तो अभी हमारे पास में E of S is equal to that error ESS is equal to limit S tending to 0, we have R of S divided by S into R of S ना, S into R of S divided by 1 plus G of S into H of S, ऐसी था ना, ये था फॉर्मूला।
Yes, sir. Yes.
क्लियर है, ये फॉर्मूला था ना?
Yes, sir.
हाँ ठीक है, अभी देखिए, अभी मेरा R of t is equal to delta t आपने अप्लाई किया, that is for impulse input. If you take R of S in a Laplace, you will get 1. If you take ESS, which is equal to limit S tending to 0, S into 1 divided by 1 plus G of S into H of S. अब एक बात हमें बताइए, एक बात आप थोड़ा बताइएगा मुझे, ये S जो वैल्यू है, इसमें कोई GFS into HFS पे डिपेंड करेगा क्या? आपने टाइप 0 अप्लाई किया, टाइप 1 अप्लाई किया, टाइप 2 अप्लाई किया, मैं बेसिक टाइप 0 ही अप्लाई करता हूं, लेकिन ये तो S जो है, ये S यहाँ पे 1 है, ये S इसके साथ मल्टीप्लाई होकर तो पूरा टर्म को 0 ही कर देगा। सो एरर यू कितना आ रहा है आपको? 0 एरर आ रहा है, मतलब 0 एरर यू आर गेटिंग। ओके, सो 0 एरर व्हाटएवर द इनपुट इज अप्लाइड। तो अभी आपको मैं टेबल से बता रहा हूँ, आप देखिए टेबल देखिए, सॉरी टेबल देखिए, आप टेबल में देखिए, ये टेबल में अगर मैंने यहाँ पे अप्लाई कर दिया, ओके टेबल में मैंने अप्लाई कर दिया, आपका डाउट यहाँ पे, टेबल में मैंने अप्लाई कर दिया इम्पल्स इनपुट। अभी मैंने एक और कॉलम बना दिया फॉर इम्पल्स इनपुट। देखिए प्रैक्टिकली फिजिबल सिस्टम नहीं है, बट वी आर टेकिंग फॉर यू, इम्पल्स इनपुट ले लिया। आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट केपी केवीके, आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट ESS. सो व्हाट विल बी ESS for type 0 system? See, it depends on it does not depends on the 0, type 1, type 2. It will be 0 whatever the input is applied, whatever the type of the system is there. For ramp input, for impulse input, whatever the input, whatever the type of the system is there, that will be zero error, zero error, zero error. ओके, ऑलवेज जीरो. आप एक चीज देख रहे हो यहाँ पे एनालॉजी, इसके पहले अगर कुछ हुआ होता ना तब यहाँ पे कुछ फाइनाइट वैल्यू होता, बट हमारा टाइप जीरो सिस्टम से पहले कुछ हो सकता है क्या? नहीं होता है ना, तो ये हो ही नहीं सकता यहाँ पे कुछ. इसमें देख रहे हो ना, यहाँ पे एक वैल्यू आया है, इसमें टाइप जीरो में स्टेडी स्टेट आया है, इसमें टाइप वन पे स्टेडी स्टेट आया है, इसमें टाइप टू पे स्टेडी स्टेट आया है. देख लो डायगोनली आपका इंक्रीज कर रहा है, बट इसके बिफोर डायगोनल कुछ था क्या? नहीं था ना, तो हो ही नहीं सकता है. क्लियर हुआ? तो स्टेडी स्टेट एरर जो होगा ना इंपल्स इनपुट के लिए वो ऑलवेज जीरो होता है, ऑल्दो इंपल्स इनपुट इज प्रैक्टिकली नॉट फिजिबल, इसलिए हम लोग नहीं लेते हैं इसको. ठीक है,
यस
क्लियर हो गया?
यस
डाउट क्लियर?
यस
एक्सक्यूज, हाँ
यस सर.
ठीक, हाँ ठीक है. और किसी को कुछ डाउट है?
सर इम्पल्स रिस्पांस तो मिल सकता है ना इस केस में?
इंपल्स रिस्पॉन्स अलग चीज होता है बाबू, इंपल्स रिस्पॉन्स हम देखेंगे, इंपल्स रिस्पॉन्स अलग चीज होता है. इंपल्स रिस्पॉन्स क्यों नहीं मिलेगा? एरर अलग चीज है, इंपल्स रिस्पॉन्स अलग चीज है.
यस
वो स्टेप रिस्पॉन्स एक था, एक इंपल्स रिस्पॉन्स था. इंपल्स रिस्पॉन्स हम शुरू में ही देखे थे, इंपल्स रिस्पॉन्स हम शुरू में ही देखे थे ना.
यस
हाँ, इंपल्स रिस्पॉन्स आप देखिएगा, इंपल्स रिस्पॉन्स हमने शुरू में ही चेक किया, शुरू में ही बताया था इंपल्स रिस्पॉन्स के बारे में आपको. ठीक है,
यस
आई होप टाइम हो गया है,
यस
टाइम हो गया है.
यस टाइम हो गया.
So in the next class, I'll try to go through the I'll try to solve the problem which is given in the which is on the which based on the theory which we have solved today, or which we have went through today. That is like steady state error coefficient problem, or we can find the steady state error for different system is given, and for different different steady state different input, applied input, we can find the steady state error. Like input can be only the ramp input, or only the step input, or only the maybe the impulse input. Okay, maybe we can take any type of input like impulse, step, or parabolic input. Okay, ramp input, we can take any type of, but we also check, we can also go through the mixer of input. Mixer of input means if the system is having both the type of input like step input, that ramp input, or parabolic input, then what will happen, how the responses look like, how we can find. If the mixture of all these only one input, then it will be very easy to find. But if we have a many input, then we will try to find all these error coefficient separately, and we will try to add all these for the different signals. Okay, for the different signals. So we'll check in the next class, we'll try to solve few problems based on that, and then we will go through the one of the topic that is called process control system. Process control system. In that process control system, we have the classification, and that classification is basically for the continuous control system, basically the continuous control actions or discontinuous control action. और आपने पढ़ा होगा PI controller, PID controller, PD controller, position controller, integral controller, derivative controller. And then we have a on-off controller that can be exploited as a two-position controller, multi-position controller, floating mode controller. So these are the controller action, controlling action, or control action, or you can say controller, we will study. Okay, in the next class. Okay, and that may be the third topic or fourth topic of your syllabus. Okay, after that we'll go through the next topic. Okay, ठीक है. So I
सर
hope
एक छोटा सा क्वेश्चन था
हाँ, प्लीज.
सर. हम लोग का ये मतलब रैम्प पे और पैराबोलिक पे स्टेडी स्टेट एरर इनफाइनाइट आ रहा है टाइप जीरो सिस्टम के लिए.
ठीक है,
ठीक है, तो इसको यूज नहीं करेंगे ना कभी भी टाइप जीरो सिस्टम में?
यही तो आपको समझना है. अभी आपको देखना है आप यूज करो नहीं करो. देखिए, आपको जब इनफाइनाइट आ रहा है एरर, तो एरर इनफाइनाइट आ रहा है, तो आप क्यों यूज करोगे? बात समझ रहे हो आप?
हाँ
जब
हाँ.
एरर ही इनफाइनाइट है तो आप क्यों यूज करोगे सिस्टम को? यही तो समझना है आपको. हमने अगर किसी सिस्टम में अप्लाई कर दिया, and if you're getting infinite error, then what is the use of that? Why we will use? समझ में आ रहा है ना? Am I audible?
यस सर, यस.
हाँ, तो वहां पे हमें यूज करने का कोई फायदा नहीं है, विल नॉट यूज। ठीक है,
सर एक और छोटा सा डाउट था सर।
हाँ बताइए 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 बताइए।
सर अगर जो सेटलिंग टाइम है उसको कम कर दें तो उससे वाले से भी अच्छा आ सकता है, स्टेप वाले से भी अच्छा स्टेडी स्टेट एरर आ सकता है, मतलब कम।
If we reduce the settling time,
यस सर।
if we reduce the settling time, then what will happen?
सर जो स्टेडी स्टेट जो एरर है उसको कम किया जा सकता है ना, सेटलिंग टाइम
If we
कम
reduce the,
करके।
yes, of course. If we reduce the settling time, if we reduce the settling time, then we can reduce the error constant. वो आपका एरर रिड्यूस हो जाएगा। सेटलिंग टाइम को रिड्यूस करेंगे तो हो जाएगा वो। बट अगर इनफाइनाइट आ रहा तो उसको क्या रिड्यूस करोगे आप? देखिए फाइनाइट उसको कर सकते हैं, बट यू देयर इज ए चांस दैट सिस्टम will not achieve the output. Okay, वो ऐसा भी हो सकता है, देयर इज ए चांस। ठीक है, so we'll discuss all these in the next class. Okay, अब अभी आपको और भी कोई डाउट हो तो you can discuss in the next class. Okay, अभी टाइम
Okay,
बहुत
sir.
हो गया है। हाँ, okay, so now we will wrap up. Okay, ठीक है, बाय बाय, हैव अ
Thank you,
गुड
sir.
डे। ओके, बाय बाय।